Okay, now before I actually start playing the game, I'm going to show you what I did to modify the game because I'm sure I'm going to get asked by several people, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? So I'm going to make a little bit of a short video explaining exactly how to do what I did. So if you want to play with the same modifications I have, you can. So the modifications I made to the game are number one, I added all the Uplay rewards, which you cannot get currently normally because the servers that the game checks to see if you can get them are down. Secondly, I took away the ability of items to break, so my items in my game no longer break. Thirdly, I took away the fatigue penalty when you haven't rested for a certain period. So, and I think lastly, I modified the chances to get certain suffixes on items in the shops. So, if you want to learn how to do that, just continue watching and I'll show you step by step how to do it. If not, I'm going to put a timestamp in the video that you can click on to just skip that part and go directly to me playing the game. Okay, we're going to need to back something up before we do anything. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to the Might and Magic Legacy folder. Now, this will vary depending on where you chose to install it. The default location is in the program files x86, or at least it was for me. However, for me, I chose to put it in my games folder. So C drive, games, Might Magic X Legacy. Then once you're in Might Magic X Legacy, the folder, then you want to go Might Magic X Legacy data, managed, and you want to go back up legacy.core.dll because we're going to be modifying this. And if we make any stupid mistakes, rather than having to reinstall the whole thing, we can just take legacy core, the backup, and restore that. So let's just go ahead and copy, paste. That'll give you something called legacy core / copy. You can leave it like that, or I'm just going to put / backup so I know that that's the backup. So anyway, now we can go ahead and modify legacy.core.dll. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go get dnSpy, and this is the GitHub for dnSpy. You can download the source code and build it yourself. I'm just going to go to the binaries link here, and depending on what version of Windows you have, if you have a 64-bit version or a 32-bit version, you need to download the relevant version. I have 64-bit Windows, which I imagine most people do, so I'm going to download the 64-bit version right here. And once that's finished, then we want to go and open that up. And then you want to go and just extract the whole thing to wherever you want to use this. So it doesn't really matter what folder you extract it to. Okay, so you're going to want to go to whatever folder you put dnSpy in and run dnSpy. So I put my dnSpy in C dnSpy.net. That's my folder that I put it in. And now you want to double click dnSpy.exe. So now that that's open, we want to go to the Might and Magic Legacy folder that we installed Might and Magic Legacy in. So this is going to vary depending on where you put it. So here's where I put it. I put mine in C drive, games, Might and Magic X Legacy. Then you're going to want to click on Might and Magic X Legacy Data, Managed. And once you're in that folder, then you're going to want to open legacy.core.dll, which is the file that we backed up earlier. Now, I think the default install location for Might Magic X Legacy is actually in program files x86, and then Ubisoft, and then games, and then Might Magic X Legacy. I think that's the default install folder. So that's probably where you're going to go if you just pick the default install location. For me, I specifically chose to install it in another folder, which was games, C games, Might Magic X Legacy. So that's why I'm here. Look, if you can't figure out how to navigate to the folder, you probably shouldn't be doing this anyway. So, but anyway, we're going to go double click on legacy.core.dll. Okay, so that's going to open up legacy.core.dll, and then we want to go edit search assemblies, and you're going to want to type in legacy.core.api.legacylogic.service-wrapper. I'll put a link in the description to the actual instructions that I'm following here, so you can just get that and copy paste it rather than remembering how to type that in. So, and then we want to search, or we want to go down to service wrapper, right click and analyze. And then we want to go down to get used by, and that opens up all the places where this is actually used. So we're going to go through and actually edit the code here to make sure that this is basically what this is this checks online to see if you've got if you've unlocked certain things. But the problem is that the servers are no longer really working to do that, so you're never going to be able to do that. So what we're going to do, we're just going to edit the code so it's always returns true without having to worry about what's going on with the servers. So let's click on the first one, which is legacy.core maploading.maploader trigger DLC, and that's right here. So we're going to go right click, edit method C#, and we're going to go in here and look at the logic. So basically what it's saying is if that's not available, return. So this is, let's see, I'm not exactly sure what this unlocks, but we don't care really. What we're going to do is just delete this here. So this is using the service wrapper, I think, to query the servers to say, do we want to trigger this downloadable content or not? And if not, leave, return right here. So what we're just going to do is we're just going to take all this and delete it. So now it always works no matter what. Compile, click compile, and that's that. So if we go to it again, edit method C#, we see that that's gone permanently. Now that's irreversible. So if you want to get rid of that, you just restore the backup for legacy.core, which we made, or you should have made. Anyway, all right. So let's go back to the next one. So that's actually no longer on our list because we completely destroyed that that reference to legacy.core.api legacy logic service wrapper. Let's go to the next one, which is legacy.core.mods mod controller.reset. Okay, so this I think has to do with save games. It says save game manager right there. We probably don't want to mess with that. They're still working the servers which actually save your games. So your games are actually saved on the cloud. I don't like that. I don't know if there's actually an option to turn that off, but we don't want to mess with that. I don't, I like stuff saved on my computer, not somebody else's servers. But anyway, we're not going to mess with that. So we're going to skip to the next one. Legacy.core npc interaction.conditions privilege unlock condition check condition. So this is another check to see if it says NPC. I'm guessing there's 2 NPCs in the game that are available if you've got enough points or unlocked something, and one is in the harbor at Carthal, I think, and the other one is Seaside or whatever. One of them you can hire, one of them gives you access to a dungeon. We want both of them. So we're going to go edit method C# and see if this is available. So what we're going to do, if it's available, we return dialog state.normal. We're just going to make sure that that always returns that. All right, click compile. There we go. Okay, and so that removed that reference also. So the next one we're going to do is going to be legacy.core.npcreactions.conditions reward unlock condition.check condition. And that's basically kind of the same thing over here. This is probably, my guess is probably for the one of the two NPCs as well. Again, we're going to just return edialog state.normal and compile. Okay, and the next one is legacy.core.partymanagement.party.check unlock Uplay privilege rewards or privileges rewards. And that, I think, gives you the starting items. So what do we have here? We say if this dot m received Uplay relics and is reward available, service wrapper. What we're going to do is we're just going to delete the line that references the service wrapper, and this will only happen, the only check will be if you've already received the relics. So there we go. Click compile, simple enough. And there's another one right here. It's legacy.core.partymanagement.party. Check unlock Uplay privileges rewards again. And this is again the same type of thing. It checks to see, oh, I guess this is right under the other one. I could have edited them both at the same time, but yeah, okay. We also delete here this again. And actually there's one, let's see, there's one down here, right? Seems to be one down here. So this is a function to just check a bunch of Uplay rewards. We can actually destroy this one down here too. So get token, I don't know, get tokens, whatever. We don't actually know exactly what these do, but it's completely safe to destroy this. It should be, because first of all, the servers don't work anymore. And we leave the other checks so it doesn't give us, infinite rewards. It's just, once it gives it to us, the flag is set to say that, okay, we've already received it. Okay, and send tracking data. We've got two here that legacy.core.tracking, tracking manager, send tracking data, and legacy.core.tracking, tracking manager, send tracking data, and wait. That's probably just Ubisoft spying on you, but the guide that I'm following makes the point that the servers are probably up anyway. I guess you could get rid of that, and it probably would be harmless. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, let's go to the next one. Legacy.core.update logic.preconditions unlock key precondition. Okay, so this is another thing that we probably want to have. We want to make this one always be true, basically. See, as far as I can tell here, we just change this return true, and we should be fine. Basically, this is just it's getting it's kind of getting a pointer to the service wrapper here, and then it's using the service wrapper is privilege available. If we just change this to return true, it should always return true, and we don't need to worry about really any of this stuff. So, all right, compile. And let's see here. What's the next one? Evaluate. Wait a minute. Didn't I just do this one? Oh, okay. It's still there because it's still referencing the service wrapper, but it's fixed. Okay. And down here we have, let's see, legacy.core.update logic preconditions, unlock key condition .trigger is the last one we have to do. Is privilege available? What we're going to do here, so we always want this to go to true. So down here are other options. If it doesn't go to true, let's delete those and change this to else. And then hit compile. And that should be it for that part. Okay, now in this part, I'm going to show you how to get rid of the items breaking. Now, you don't have to do this, obviously. For me, I hate the items when the breaking of items in this game. It's not so bad if you're playing a magic party, but if you're playing a melee party, then you kind of notice the terrible inconvenience of your items breaking just at complete random. Now, it's not a huge chance for them to break, but the problem is there's nothing you can do about it. And the only ways to fix them are to go back to town or to carry along with you a guy that fixes items. Both of those are extreme pains in the butt. Not to mention the guy that fixes items, he can't fix the items in battle. You have to be out of battle for him to actually fix the items. It's annoying. It doesn't add anything. I'm going to get rid of it. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, we're going to go to legacy.core.entities.items. And we're going to go open up armor right here. And then there's a thing, part called break check right here. We're going to go edit C# method. So if not, this is broken, random value, so it gets a random roll, and if it's less than the break chance, then it's broken. So break chances for items, this comes from the I don't know. There's a bunch of files, text files that list the like properties of items. This is where it's getting it. I don't remember what the chance is. It's actually extremely small, but when it does happen, it's extremely annoying. So anyway, we could go into the item chance to like the item files and edit their individual chances of breaking. However, a better way to do it is just go in here, delete this. It always returns false now. Which means for armor, it never breaks. So that's armor. Okay, so we also have to get shields. Equipment, by the way, doesn't have any chance to break. Jewelry doesn't have any chance to break. Shields do. Break check, right here. Edit C# method. Delete, whoops. Delete all that. Now your shields never break. Okay, that was shields. We also, ranged weapon, you'll notice there's no break chance on the ranged weapon, so ranged weapons never break, by the way. Melee weapon is the other thing that we have to do. Edit C# method. So if not broken, interesting, break chance, this dot m broken, character, selected spark. Oh, okay. This is what this is doing. So if this breaks, then it says trigger. The character has a dialogue or the character says something when it breaks. That's what this is doing. So anyway, delete all this. Return false. All right, there you go. And so now your item should never break. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to disable your party becoming fatigued after not resting after a certain period of time. Now this is another kind of convenience thing. I hate the feature. It happens way too frequently in the old Might and Magic games. You might not rest for like a week, and then you get problems. In this game, it's like, 10 hours. You don't rest in 10 hours or something like that, and you get fatigued. So it's really ridiculous. Anyway, so again, going back to Legacy Core, we want to go all the way down to Legacy Core or legacy.core.party management. And down here somewhere is the condition handler. And we want to click on that. And down here we go, is affected by exhausted. That's where you want to go. You want to click on that. And we want to edit C method or C sharp. And it says basically is affected by exhausted. It gives you a comparison to how much time it's been since you rested. We want to just go delete this and return false. Checked efficiencies is actually another place that we want to go. And this is all removing the fatigued for not resting in a certain amount of time. So if you haven't rested within a certain amount of time, 20 I think is hours. So we trigger that a character is starved warning. We want to probably get rid of that. It's an event, character bark. So remove buff, we want to keep that, but we want to kill this part right here because that pops up the thing that says we haven't rested in a little while. We don't even want to see that. If you haven't rested in a really long time, I think that pushed you at exhaustion. This sent event equals 1. Starved alert, and I think you trigger exhaustion, and we trigger confused or whatever. Screw that. We're getting rid of that too. And then if you haven't rested in an even longer period of time, you get the weak condition. Boom. So that should fix all of that. And so now you can never rest and nothing will happen. Okay, so we're going to go back to the Might Magic X Legacy folder, wherever you put it. Might Magic X Legacy data, streaming assets, and static data. And holy crap, dude! Sorry. Cat's up on the roof throwing something around. Anyway, so what we want to go to is generated equipment. I'm going to right click that and open with WordPad. So, all right. So we've got this open in WordPad. Now, what I'm looking for, and this might be a little confusing, so you have to kind of follow the guide at the top where it says enchantment multipliers, static ID, model levels, prefix chance, prefix probabilities, suffix chance, suffix probabilities. So what we want to do is actually edit the suffix chance on some of these, and the suffix is what adds things like extra attacks, etc. What are some of the other things it adds? Mana leech, life leech, things like that. The prefix is kind of usually crappy. It's the suffix that you want. It's a suffix that you're going to have to spend maybe hours like reloading the game trying to look for the right weapon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in specific shops and we're going to up the suffix chance. That way we can get what we want faster. This is not a cheat like that adds anything that isn't there. It just makes it so I don't have to sit there and wait hours and hours to get what I want. I can get what I want much faster. That's all this is doing here. So anyway, Caldwell, no. What we want to do is go down to, we'll start with Sea Haven. Weapons, I think Ernell is he's the elf guy. Anyway, okay, so what we've got right here, starting at 101, melee weapon sword. It also says best swords, which is correct. This guy sells the best swords, and we're going to have a sword user. So here's how we read this. So 101, this right here in these quotations right here, this is the, I believe it's the, ooh, mod levels. Okay, we want to go past that. We want to go to, we go past mod levels, past prefix chance, past prefix probabilities, and to suffix chance. So we skip 3 over after the ID, and we want to edit that. So right here, best swords. Okay, so ID 1, 2, 3. It's telling me that there's 0.25. I think maybe that's a 25% chance to have a suffix. I think. I'm not sure what the max is there. I'm going to put it to 1. Maybe that gives me a 100% chance to have a suffix. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But 1 is better than 0.25. So that's at least going to up the chance of having a suffix, which is going to up the chance of having the suffix I want. Now, over here in the parentheses is specific chances for specific suffixes. I'm not sure which corresponds to which suffix is the problem. So I'm not going to actually mess with that. Or actually, well, I don't know. I could. We could up everything to 10 just for fun. 10% chance across the board. So I'm not sure how it calculates these things. I'm not an expert on the code here. But it probably would make sense to just up everything to 10. These are all, I assume, all the possible suffixes. And so I want a few specific ones, but I don't know which of these corresponds to which. So I'm going to up the, I'm going to up the lower one. Well, let's up them to 9. That's easier to type. I don't have to type 1 and a 0. Okay, 9 across the board. So again, we just upping the chance of us having the one we want, I guess. And okay, so now that's the swords. So best, medium armor, and shields. That's interesting. I'm going to up the chance on that for suffix to, again, 1, whatever that actually represents, and then I'm going to go 9, 9, 9. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, or whatever that represents. Okay, so jewelry. Again, that doesn't really matter. I'm not going to shop at that guy, but I'm just going to up it anyway. Best rings. Again, chance for a suffix 1. Oh, this guy's the, wait, Ornstein has the best rings. Okay, maybe. I think this is we're still in Seaside. Okay, Craig, the Craig. All right, we're going to go down to the Craig here. And weapons Largo. I think he has crap weapons. Or maybe, no, this is the same guy. This might be the same guy. I don't know. I don't know if Largo is the guy or what, but whatever. We want to look for spears. Okay, best daggers. We're going to be using daggers. So again, suffix 1 instead of 0.25. And again, we're going to go 9, 9, 9. Theoretically, if I'm right about 1 being 100%, then this should make it a 100% chance to have a suffix, which means all the daggers available with this guy should have a suffix. Thereby increasing us getting a chance at the suffix that we want. Okay, best daggers. Okay, fine. Armor shield, we don't care about that. Best garments. Hey, I'll take garments. We're probably going to use a few garments. Let's put that at 1. Again, across the board, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Okay. You know what I'm going to do before I click save? I'm going to go edit copy, and I should have done this earlier. Sorry, edit copy, edit paste. And so for anything that you're going to edit like this, you probably want to make a backup. And we're just going to edit paste, call that backup. There. Should be fine. So if we, screw something up royally, then we could just restore that backup and we should be good. Okay, so garments. Okay, best garments. Okay, jewelry. Focus. Magical focus. I'm just going to put that at 1. I'm not going to bother doing the 999 thing on that one. Jewelry. Again, 1. I'm not going to bother doing the 999 thing on that one. Best necklaces. 1. Not going to bother 999 thing on that one. Okay. Best spears. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm in the spears. I'm not in the necklaces anymore. I gotta do 1 on that too. So this is the lady that sells the best spears. I forgot her name, but anyway, we're gonna do 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Okay. Again, we're not editing anything like the stats of the weapons or anything like that. We're just editing the chance to have a suffix and upping the chance for each suffix, which I'm not sure how that's calculated, but it should work out. Let's see. So we don't care about crossbows. We don't care about maces. We don't care about. We don't care too much about that. This is in Carthal, right? Yeah, this is in Carthal. We have 2 shops in Carthal. We have the Smuggler that I usually frequent, the Smuggler, and well, it looks like the Smuggler's already got a really high chance to get a oh, there it is. Maybe. Just reading that, maybe. Armor, headgear, boots, and gloves. There's headgear, boots, and gloves. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna 999 that one too. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Port Myron. I don't think it really matters. It's not really a place that I frequent too much. Magical focus. With jewelry though, Charms Brenda, yeah. Let's up that to 1. And again, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Oh, I'm sorry. That's magical focus, not charms. Did I already edit the jewelry? I think I did. Let's 999 the jewelry though. Okay, that should be good enough. If for some reason I start the game and I find out that's not good enough, I might go back in here and monkey around with this some more. But let's just go ahead and save. So it should be saved. Let's double check that it's saved. Let's open it up again. Let's go to see here the crag and go to the spear. Yep. Okay. What I did was saved there. Okay, cool. Now, that is all I'm going to actually edit there. So there you go. You don't have to do that, but that's how you do it if you want to. And those are the settings that I'm running with. So here we go.